My opinion, oh yeah, when we have our opinions, our words can be very sweet. But then what is the truth? That is what will break something. And in Grenada, women, we are meant to impact lives. We're not just meant to be here. There's so many women here right now that have so many goals and dreams and aspirations. And you might think, oh my God, I have this, but every time I try, there is a block. I'm not really confident. And I know I'm touching on hair because you see, all of this, it affects us. Everything affects us. I have this, I find I'm beautiful, I find that I'm brilliant, but why is it that I can't reach this far? Why is it that every time I try, I feel like I'm blocked? I see women outside, they're pushing, I have the same thing, why are we stuck? Because a changed mindset is required. But with changed mindset, it's just as let me use hair as an example. Your hair was relaxed. You've been functioning in that area for long. Now you want to go natural. It's very hard. It's like, oh my God. You understand where I'm coming from? It's like, how do I do this? The transition, you're questioning. It's the same thing. You want to jump out of your comfort zone. Then it requires a process. Just as your hair goes through a process, transitioning. And it's not easy, but because you're disciplined and you make up your mind, and you surround yourself, well, natural, you realize women who's going natural, they surround themselves with who? Not because, you see, the people, they might say, girl, but you don't want them to go close to a natural girl, because she will tell me. So it's the same thing with our lives. It's a process. And so we have to now position ourselves to go through that process. And when we're going through that process, women, we will experience roadblocks, but we gotta be prepared. What are some roadblocks we experience when we're going through natural hair? Okay, when we do the big chop, the hair is so short, we can't style it. Lord, what to do is twist it, I find it fits my face. You understand? You guys can identify with me. But then, you go to a hairdresser and that person is like, you look so amazing. And you still can't see it, but every day you look in the mirror and tell yourself, it's working on me, until you get it. Until you get it. And then it moves now from that big chop, you get 1 inch, 2 inches. Then you say, let me try something with this 2 inches. Maybe to get a little twist. Then you begin to get so confident in this hair, you go up on Pinterest, you go up on YouTube, you see other women, it's like, whoa, I'm not alone in this boat. You are inspiring yourself. Inspiration is a good creation. Let me say good, great. Why? Because through it all, when you want change, you must position. Everyone must position ourselves for change. There will be a process, but we must be disciplined in the process, because if we give up, then we hinder. Everything in life goes through a process. But let's not allow past mindsets of old to hinder us from quitting, because the pain we find is too intensified. You see, when we can leap, we gain intestinal fortitude. It's like exercising. We want to be fit, we want to be toned, we know no KFC, no fried foods, I have to eat no green. Green smoothies, balanced diet. Oh my God, limit the salt. This is not good. But eventually, in your mind, you make up your mind. You put God first, you make up your mind, and you press against this. Eventually, you don't want to see KFC, you want to see fries, because you become so acquainted with food. It starts one way, but if we don't begin, we will not know the outcome. The same thing with the hair. We must make a conscious, we must, in our head, let me put it this way, in our mind, in our head, in our thoughts, in our heart, we must position ourselves consciously, make a conscious decision for change. Instead of wearing our hair back in one because it's our comfort zone, we could try new styles. For real. Because you think, it's just one way, you could try new styles. You have a pretty face, anything will fit you. But remain in that value system. Let it be an inner outer reflection of values shining through your tresses. Yeah, let that be. And I think now, if we forget about, or try, because it's a process, try to forget and position ourselves with good things. So we're going to forget about the negativity, forget about how this one treated us years ago in history, and begin to wear our hair with confidence. Do you know when you walk with confidence, people see you with confidence? Let me use an example. It's like a woman walking down the street with confidence, and you know there are guys around the road. Let's face reality. And normally, the guy would look at a woman with confidence and be like, let me not even go there because I know she's not even going to bother with me. But he may look at one that sort of, and he may say, well, she looks, people read people. People see the inside. And we don't have to fight to prove something to someone else. But confidence shines and removes the veil. God gives us confidence. And with that confidence, with our hair, we need to impact others and spread professional image around. Adorn our hair, love our hair, and put it all into perspective. But when we're doing it, think transformation. Just know that you're beautiful. I have a facial structure. You have a facial structure. It might be different, but we're both beautiful. So look at your neighbor before I give you the tips and tell them you're beautiful. Yeah. So you look lovely today. And I love your hair. Isn't that amazing? When women can encourage each other, it lights up the room. A smile, it just breaks the ice. And it's amazing, because that's what we need to do to move women. So let me give you some tips, right? Now, of course, I know a lot of you will be looking for, you experience dryness, breakage, and all these things. You'll be wondering, what sort of shampoo should I use for my hair? Now, I always recommend, if you're going to shampoo your hair at home, be safe and stick to a sulfate-free shampoo, moisturizing shampoo, or conditioning shampoo, right? But always visit a cosmetologist, a professional one that'll be able to give you a hair and scalp analysis to recommend something that works for you. Because the shampoo, I might be using Tresemme and it's just ooh la la, amazing, and for someone else, breakage from the time they put it on. Why am I saying this? Because our hair, it varies in structure, it varies in texture, and once it varies in that, the impact of a solution will be different. So if I have fine hair, I would not go around a shampoo that has a high pH. High pH meaning that the solution, pH is potential hydrogen, the amount of water in a solution. And when doing chemistry, it goes from a scale 0 to 14. 0 to 6.9 is acid, 7.1 to 14 is alkaline, and 7 in the middle is water, that's neutral. So water can balance off both acids and alkaline, right? And that's distilled water, right? So, of course, when dealing with a shampoo, this pH of the skin is 4.5, right? 5.4, 4.5 to 5.4. So when looking for a shampoo, you want to stay around the skin's pH. So anything higher than that can strip the hair, especially if our hair is fine. If we go above the skin's pH, we're talking stripping, major stripping. So we wonder why if we use a shampoo, our hair begins to feel brittle, like it's knotted instantly, the pH is high. You don't have to test on a litmus paper. Just the effects on your hair, you would know the pH is extremely high. Then what we do, we use conditioner. Oh my God, the conditioner made it soft. The pH was still high and the hair might have been damaged through the shampooing process. So the safest way to go, stick to pH balanced shampoo. When you go to the pharmacy, you can ask them and they will be able to recommend the correct ones for you. Right? There's a lot of natural shampoos out there now. You can do your research or you can even contact me after. I can give you a list of a few that you can check out. So, when shampooing the hair, always condition, but always rinse the conditioner out. Because when you leave conditioner in the hair, women, it can shut the cuticle down. It's too heavy. There are 3 types of conditioners: treatment conditioners, rinse through conditioners, and leave-in conditioners. The only one you leave in is, of course, the leave-in. Anything else you rinse out. The molecules are too heavy. If you leave it in, it will break your hair. So leave in the leave-in, right? If that makes any sense for you, right? So apart from that, using the appropriate shampoo and conditioner, aftercare products. Now sometimes we get style crazy when we go into the pharmacy or the mall and see all these various brands. We see puddings and weightless creams, moisturizers and oils. We could buy everything. And do you know what we do when we purchase everything? We put everything on our hair. We mix the oil with the conditioner. We're like, you know what, the more with the oil will make it look. No, hair grows ½ inch a month. And that has nothing to do with the amount of oils we place on the hair. Oils don't even moisturize. Oils seal. Anything that's moisturizing is water-based. So we want to stick to that regime. And not only that, we should not drown our hair. Little is more, and love is in it. And a little goes a long way. Why? Because you're feeding a strand. That single strand don't need a whole bottle of cream. When it comes to our kinky, curly, coily hair, of course you would have to put more products in than straight hair. Let me tell you why. No, I don't have a board, but I'll try to use my hands as a visual. Now, our hair is curly and coily. And because of that nature, light doesn't reflect straight down. It has to pass through every bend. And because of that, our hair appears dry, brittle, and even hard as we say it. So when using products, we want to, can I have a volunteer? Oh, can I have this? What's your name? Nicole. Give her a hand. Nicole, can I have you as a volunteer? Okay. You turn. Oh. You guys can see? You can hear me? So of course, when applying conditioner to the hair, now because of our kinky, curly, coily nature, it is very hard for products to get within the bends of the hair, the S-shaped pattern. So what we're going to do is apply the product and pull. Pull. We're pulling because we want the product to get into the S shape. Remember that chain? That's so hard. Right, we want the product to get in there so it can lubricate and moisturize and seal every strand. Now with straight hair, we don't need to do that because it's already straight. So everything runs down that structure. But with curly hair, it is curvy. So we need to get the products into the curve. So that's why we pull. And another technique is when you pull, you see what we tend to do, we put the conditioner in and we rinse it out and then we realize our hair is tangled again. That's when the detangling process comes in. So we're going to pull the hair. We're going to use our big teeth comb. We're going to comb it out. And when you comb it, you're going to start from the ends and work your way to the roots, not the other way around. Because when we begin from the roots, we experience knots, ties, damage, breakage, everything. Traction, traumatic. We spoke about alopecia. So we're going to begin from the ends. We're going to work it up to the roots. And then once you do that, you twist the hair. You keep it there. Yeah? And once you twist the hair, you can put a cap on, leave it for 10 to 15 minutes, rinse it off. It is going to be soft. Thank you so much. Yeah? I also recommend Mixing oils with your conditioner, because you also want to seal while you moisturize. It's very important. So you want to mix oils with your conditioner and you apply that technique. You see, it's a technique in dealing with our hair. And back then, we didn't know about techniques, so person comb and iron comb and burn hairs and all sorts of crazy things occurred. So what we're going to do now is apply a technique. And the technique will help us to save our money and not purchase too much products, right? And so we're going to do that from strand to strand. The other thing is, of course, our diet and nutrition, because what we put on the inside affects the outside. What we put on the inside affects the outside in a major way. For example, we are what we eat, you all know that. But the hair, the strands itself is basically dead. So each strand on the head, right, is dead. But it needs our live body in order to grow. So the hair strands connect to the blood supply in the body to grow. That is why when individuals have a fever, get sick, they will turn and say, my hair was falling out because of blood circulation. Once there's a limit in blood circulation, it will affect the flow of the hair and the growth of the hair. To round it off, a healthy scalp breeds healthy hair. So we need to focus on rest, exercise, diet, and nutrition. And diet and nutrition doesn't mean, I want to be slimmer, I want to be this, or I want to be, so let me stop eat that. No, we need to be on a set program, a disciplined one, that will help us to be healthy holistically. And it's about discipline. It's not about competing with a magazine. It's about the right and true choice for ourselves to be healthier from head to toe. So the food choices is not because of our self-esteem issue. It's because we love ourselves. Because we love ourselves and we want to stay true to our texture. We want to stay true to who we are. And I'm going to end by saying we are the ones to reflect an image of professionalism from head to toe. Being confident, tactful, articulate, knowledgeable, respectful, resourceful, reliable, eloquent, wise, honest, and true to each other. And if we stand with that fact as women of color, we will rise to each climb. Every moment, despite what we see, we will learn to press against the thicket because we have a responsibility to impact those that are coming up. That's our children. And once we impact them, we impact nations, we impact lives, we impact a generation. Thank you very much. Now, when it's dandruff, you see scales because dandruff is actually a bacteria called the Pityrospora malaria bacteria that causes the scalp to shed. So once that bacteria is alive on the scalp, it will literally remove skin from the scalp, and that is what is dandruff. So it's much bigger. It's like scale-like. And sometimes, you would see it sort of thick, sometimes it looks moist, sometimes it looks dry, right? That's dandruff. When it's dry scalp is like little dust. Like little dust. If you itch your scalp, you just find all this little dust accumulating on your scalp, right? Both of them can cause itchy scalp. Now, a lot of times, what leads to the dandruff? So, if someone is stressed, if someone is using a product that they're allergic to, taking a medication that they're allergic to, all of that, even the climate, right? All of that can lead to dandruff. Emotional disturbance, different things in our lives, can lead to dandruff. Using someone comb that would have had dandruff or hair utensils and tools and implements, that can lead to dandruff. And of course, once it's there, the scalp will itch. Because itching of the scalp is a sign that there is something that's problematic. Dry scalp, on the other hand, has to do with the underproduction of the oil glands in the body. So the name of the oil glands is basically the sebaceous glands. And when it underproduces oil, of course your skin is dry, your scalp is dry. And it has a lot to do with, of course, That it could be inherited, but at the same time, it could be acquired. Meaning our lifestyle, if we're not drinking enough water, right? We're not keeping hydrated, we're not using the proper products on our scalp, we're using too much harsh shampoos unaware of, that can lead to itchy scalp. If you use a shampoo with a high pH, right afterwards, your scalp will be itching because it's crying out for water. That's why I said that whenever your scalp itches, it's a sign that something is knocking, something is problematic. Fix me, fix me. And so it might be dandruff, it might be a scalp disorder, or it might be dehydration or dry scalp. So in order to fix that, number one, you always visit a certified cosmetologist who will be able to perform a hair and scalp analysis to determine if it's dry scalp or dandruff. And once it's that, whatever they find, they will be able to recommend products that would help you. Let me give you a few products that can help at home in terms of oils. You're going to write it down? Okay. You have coconut oil. You have coconut oil, which is an amazing lubricant, moisturizing agent, anti-inflammatory, so it's anti-inflammatory, as well as olive oil, and you can mix that with tea tree oil. But the measurement of the mixture is extremely important, so you can see me afterwards so I can give you some more information on that. Right? So you have olive oil, coconut, tea tree. You can also use olive oil, coconut, and peppermint. Right? Peppermint is very good. It's going to soothe the scalp. And of course, it doesn't strip oils away either because you're mixing it with 2 carrier oils. Thank you. Is that okay for you? Another oil you can try out as well is jojoba. Some people say it's jojoba because of the way it's spelled. Jojoba, it's basically it's equal to the natural oils in our skin, so it's very safe to use on the skin or scalp. You can also try grapeseed as well if you want to try something else other than coconut or olive. Now, a lot of times, when we go to the salon, we wrap our hair, right? And we keep it like that, and that's the trend. But I want to recommend today to change it up, because when you're constantly wrapping, and this one area at the center of the head begins to fall off because of traction or trauma. Hair doesn't really like to be, just as us humans, if you're in one spot for too long, don't you get bored? Our hair is part of us, so it gets bored and then it begins to retaliate. Now, with you working in an air-conditioned environment, it sucks up moisture. So you want to change your style up so that your hair, instead of always wrapping, try different styles so your hair will not get accustomed to being in one section. So that's to deal with the styling aspect, because based on how you style it, it can affect the way it receives things, like in terms of moisture or humectants. And in terms of placing moisture within, you want to constantly treat your hair every 2 weeks, right? So visit your cosmetologist, do moisturizing treatments to fortify your hair shaft. And at home, you want to, of course, have the safest oil will be your jojoba oil, and have a light water-based moisturizers. Now, there are oil moisturizers and there are water-based moisturizers. Keep a water-based moisturizer because I'm looking at your hair and you don't need anything heavy to weigh down. So you need something water-based along with the jojoba oil. Apply it to your hair sparingly because you don't need the weight, and that will take care of that, right? Along with the treatments.
Now, we exercise like every afternoon or so, but you have to combat, like when you finish exercising, the hair is wet. By the time you get home, now you don't want to wash the hair every week or every couple of days, but it is hard after you finish exercising and after you work the following day.
Okay, now in terms of exercising, that's important. In terms of how hair takes in moisture, that's its natural process. So in order to deal with that, you don't have to shampoo your hair every single day, because there are some individuals with dry hair who sweat a lot. So I would not tell an individual with dry hair to shampoo their hair every day, it will break, right? So what you need to do, change the style up. That's why I spoke about shifting styles. Sometimes we like our hair down, but if we know we're going to the gym, and your hair is going to be saturated and it's going to look hard, now it's time to put on the ponytail, right? Until that week can come where you can visit your cosmetologist so your hair can revive again. In terms of the impact of the sweat on the hair, if you keep with your your weekly cleansing or shampooing regime, nothing is going to happen because you're keeping up with that health check on your hair constantly. But whenever it's moist and frizzy during that week, sometimes you gotta put out the ponytail just for safety.
So the humidity, my hair is natural. It's similar to what hers is. It's under braid presently. So I would moisturize it before I leave, and by the time I get to work, my wand looks really nice, and by the time I get to work, it's like, okay, what happened to all the little, everything's frizzed out, it frizzes out.
Okay, what's the length?
It's actually long. My hair is about this long.
Now, earlier when I spoke about like the emotional impact of hair, it was to deal with all of that, like the ouch and the hair just sticking out. That's the cowlicks, as I was speaking about earlier. Now, the reason why your hair frizzes, that's the correct terminology, it frizzes or it just pops up is because of your texture. And I would want to believe that, I haven't seen it, but based on your description, I want to believe that you have wiry 4C hair type. Am I correct? So it's sort of wiry. It feels like tight, like you want to split your hand sometimes when you put it on it. Right. Basically, I'm getting that from what you are describing. So here is what. Certain times with our texture, we gotta love it and we gotta deal with certain things. But let me give you a good product that can work. Now, a while ago, I stayed with Nicole, right? Oh, let's not remember your name. Good. I showed you a technique to use. You can apply the same technique with your hair. Get a moisturizing shampoo for your hair. Because of the wiry nature, it tends to attract dryness very fast. So you want to keep it moisture. Am I correct? Yeah? So you want to keep it moisture. And you're going to do that by placing the same coconut oil, olive oil in your conditioners, right? Do weekly conditioner treatments. It's going to help lubricate the shaft or the strands. You will see a major difference. Not only that, you can also purchase shea butter, mix it in with your conditioners as well. And you can also use edge tamers, right?
Go ahead. Edge tamers, they last for a while, and by the time I get to maybe to work, it's like it's gone. I'm like,
that's okay. That's just how our hair functions. It doesn't. Women, our natural hair is not tamed. It loves to frizz, and that's what makes it beautiful, right? And that's okay. But what I would recommend to you, I will give you my card, right? And you can come over to our salon and we're going to try some styling, some new styling techniques on your hair that I believe you would love. Because I just think you just need to try new styles for your lovely hair and you will embrace the truth of it.
So we're going to give away an acne, clean and clear acne wash. Alright, thank you. Alright, so thank you. Can you give again? Yes? Ticket number 67. 67? Nobody has 67? Alright.